Here's our instructional video for rolling the rib cage, the wall version. Okay, now we're going to transition into our wall version of rolling the rib cage. For anybody who's having asthma issues, they have breathing issues, anything where you're having any kind of shoulder, back, or neck or hip issues, this wall version of rolling the rib cage is going to be helpful for all of those dynamics. So if you have a hard time laying on the floor to do the version on the floor, don't do that whatsoever. You're just going to come right to the wall version because this is honestly just as effective as the floor version. So what we're going to have Jenna do is she's going to take the roller and she's going to put it against the wall, but she's going to put the roller horizontally across the wall. Now remember, with the relief through rolling system and the curriculum here, some of the techniques we actually roll on the roller, and there's other techniques like the rib cage technique where we're actually just the roller's going to stay kind of still and we're moving our body on the roller. So the big thing that we need to keep in mind with that rib cage and the front side of the body is that this tissue gets pulled down and forward. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to encourage the nervous system to allow this tissue to open and shift back to its more neutral, softened position. So what Jen is going to do is there's a couple of things that we need to pay attention to, is that the angle of the roller is important. What a lot of people do is that when they put the roller on the wall, they actually angle it up so their arm is going in an up position, and as we work this technique higher into the rib cage, that can actually put some stress and strain in her shoulder and her neck through here. So we want to make sure that the roller is always staying vertical, and as we work towards the top, we might even point the roller down a little bit, and that's going to help you not have any impingement or catching in the top part of that shoulder. So where we're going to start this technique is about the diaphragm level, or for ladies it's going to be where the bra strap sits. That's about our start point. Gentlemen, all you're going to do is you're going to take your hands, you're going to put your hands on your rib cage, and where they go about right here is where we want to start that roller. If we start it too low, that can actually put quite a bit of pressure into our floating ribs as we work towards the side and the back, and that can actually be a little dangerous and quite painful for people. So we're going to start that roller right at that diaphragm level. Jenna is going to start where she's going to angle her body towards a 45-degree angle where her sternum is facing the wall just a bit. This front arm is going to be soft. You're going to use this outside arm to be able to help hold the roller if you need to. Oftentimes your body weight is going to just keep the roller where it's supposed to go. Now the roller is not going to roll up or down at all. It's just going to stay put right in this position. From here, all you're going to do is you're going to roll from the wall, nice and easy, and you're going to roll away from the wall to where your shoulder is right away from the wall, and then a little bit behind that point. So you're going just a little bit onto the back side of the rib cage, but not a long ways. So when you get ready to reposition, you take the pressure off just a little bit. They're going to reposition, you're going to lean against and soft breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to let everything soften. And then from there, again, nice and easy, we're just rolling through that rib cage. So if you found that the floor version was really quite sore for you, the beautiful part to the wall version is that you can totally control how much pressure you're putting by how much you're leaning into that roller. So after 2 or 3 times, what you're going to do is now you're going to move that roller up against the wall just a little bit, and then you're going to find the next spot. You're going to reposition, putting that sternum and your belly button and your nose towards the wall, and then nice and easy, you sink in and soften, and then you rotate from the front towards the back side of that rib cage, and that's going to have a huge impact on opening up this rib cage. Your respiration is going to get easier, your ability to reach up is going to be easier. This has such an important element for so many people for so many different things. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work that all the way up into the armpit. There's some very important muscles that make your shoulder girdle movement, your back movement, your hip movement less than what it could be because it's so hard. So make sure you take this roller all the way up to the underneath of the arm, all the way to here. The other thing to pay attention to is as the higher the roller gets, to make sure that the shoulder stays in a safe, soft position, you might need to point the front of that roller down so the arm can relax, and that's going to take a tremendous amount of strain out of that. Now, the other thing that you can do with this is that you can sit in a chair and do exactly the same thing, where you have the chair close to the wall and you're going to just replicate exactly these same techniques. So if standing is difficult for you in this position, we can have another level of this and another variation where you just sit in a chair right next to the wall and you do exactly the same thing. So whether you want to do it on the floor, you want to do it on the wall standing, or on the wall seated, a variation for every single person, we have that in store for you guys with the Relief Through Rolling curriculum.